Coach, you and I talked last week that you were concerned maybe a little bit of a letdown after a big win the week before, but it didn't seem like that happened.
No, honestly, our boys had great focus all week, had a good week of practice, and we went light, didn't tackle, go full pads all week, and I was really impressed with how we came out and still hit. That's very comforting for me to know we can do that. It's that time of year we got a lot of nicks and bumps, and I thought we really came out and played physical. Had a couple hiccups as far as the X's and O's went. They hit us real big on the first pass, and we even knew Phil was going to do something crazy. But once we got going, our kids came out and hit and executed, and we came out on the right side of the game.
Certainly seemed like even a dominating win for you guys, and you've played so well this year that it was just one of those that if you look at it on paper, other than that opening, as you said, was it pretty much your game from the beginning?
Yeah. It's funny, you look at it, we only had 317 yards of offense, scoring 45 points, but we rarely had the ball on our side of the field, only twice actually. And our defense was just playing so well, we were able to stay on their side of the field and get the ball right back and march it, 30, 40 yards and get in the end zone. And it was a good game for us to work on some things. You get a comfortable league, you could try some stuff we haven't done yet. And I really wanted to get Dylan going in the passing game. And Dylan had a great game. He accounted for 4 touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 on the ground. And so it's nice to get him some confidence and get him seeing and reading some things that we want to do moving forward.
I'm glad you mentioned him because he was my next, because you look at the way he's played this year and he's got a lot of kids around him, but I know you wanted that one game to really kind of set him up to the next level.
Yeah, to be honest, he's been kind of quiet, and he's actually a secret weapon we have on the field, one of the best athletes on the field, but we've been running the ball so well we haven't had to use him, and haven't had to use his legs or his arm, and so I really want to get him out there and get him comfortable, not when we need him, but make sure he's ready when the time comes. And so we were fortunate enough to be in good situations to really give him the ball and let him have some fun out there.
You have 3, not that you don't have a couple after that, but you have 3 big games coming up here, back to back to back. Let's start with Union City. Talk a little bit about Friday night, and certainly get them at home. What do you expect out of that game?
Well, I'm just really glad to be at home this week against them. We went up there last year, had a major letdown in a game that I thought was very winnable. We just played very poorly, and our kids, they've had this one circled since that day. And I told them last year, I told them I'd lost 2 state championships, and this game feels worse than both of those. That's really how I felt after that, just because of our poor execution. So this week we're going to have a lot of focus, and our kids are really just itching to get a win against these guys, to get back out there and get that feeling back and not have to feel like we did last year. They're a good team. Once again, they're 1-3, but they're not bad. They're a good team, and they execute well. And Mike does a good job coaching them up. They run that wing offense, and it's one of those where we got to play discipline, get our reads, not be looking in the backfield because you won't know where the ball is. And they run that counter so well that it scares me. We're going to be working a lot on that this week.
Things have kind of changed a little bit now that you guys are as good as you are right now, and now guys are targeting for you, so they're feeling a little bit different, isn't it?
It feels very different. I told my wife over the week, I said, we're 3-1, but I still feel like 1-3 last year. I'm just hoping to each week get a win and just hope we're staying there at the end, going for the conference title. And there's a lot of good teams, a lot of big games this week in TEC. So we just got to make sure we go out and do our part and come out of here sitting at 3-0 in the TEC with a chance to go after that title.
I know coaches don't like to look ahead. It's always the week in front of you, but you think about this week, and then next week you go to Northeastern, then the week after that Hagerstown. Just 3 really exciting weeks for you guys.
Yeah, it's that prime time of year where all TEC the rest of the way out. And my main focus is going to be, we're not looking at Northeastern. My main focus is to make sure we're healthy going into Northeastern. So we got some nicks and bruises. We have to manage some players' times and manage them in practice and just make sure we're ready, we're healthy and ready to be 100% walking into that game. That's my whole goal.
Is that a hard thing to do? As you said, you're at that time of year now where you get a little of the nicks and the bruises and everything, and so you got to kind of not hold back as much as you want to, but you still got to go forward too, right?
You do, and that's where it's the next man up mentality. And there's a lot of guys, and even going to Cambridge City the other night, we had some JV guys where we said, hey, look, you're going to go in every 3 series and get our guys. We've been trying to get our guys off special teams, give them some rest there, and we just got to make sure we're healthy. We got a lot of guys to go 2 ways, so some of them are only playing 1 way right now, and then once we hit that prime, TEC hunt, and then once it comes sectional time, we're going to be back into, it's all go. You got to have their limp body drug off the field if you're coming off.